You come home after a week away. If you owned a dog, the door would barely be open before it lost its entire mind, crying, spinning, certain it would never see you again, and now the world is fixed. Your cat lifts its head from the couch, looks at you, and goes back to sleep. And somewhere in that flat little stare, a quiet, slightly hurtful question forms. Does it even remember me? Did it forget the moment I picked up my bag? We have a story we tell about cats, that their affection is a transaction, that you are a warm shape that operates the food, and the day you stop, you are nothing to them. It is a tidy story. It is also, when you actually look at what is going on behind those eyes, almost completely wrong. Start with a trap, because it catches everyone. When you decide a cat has forgotten you, you are really measuring one thing, the welcome, the noise, the running, the visible joy. That is the only evidence a dog ever gives you. So you have learned to read love as performance. But a cat keeps two things that you tend to blur into one completely separate. There is whether it remembers you, and there is whether it feels the need to make a show of it. And it turns out those live in different places entirely. Now, to be fair to the doubt, a cat's memory can look genuinely terrible from one angle. In 2006, researchers Sylvain Fisset and François Doré tested what is called working memory, the short-term kind, by letting cats watch an object disappear behind a screen and then checking how long they could remember where it went. The answer was not very long. Their accuracy held for a few seconds and then fell apart within about a minute. So if you are picturing a cat holding a detailed running memory of its day, that is not really how it works. But here's the thing. The system that remembers where a toy rolled 30 seconds ago is not the system that remembers who you are. Those are two different machines. One is a short scratch pad, wiped clean every minute for tracking objects in the moment. The other is the deep, durable store where a cat keeps the handful of individuals that matter to it, the faces and voices and smells it has known for years. We only ever tested the scratch pad because it is easy to test. The deep store is harder to get at, but every time someone has managed to probe it, the cat has passed. Not barely, cleanly. Take your voice. In 2013, Atsuko Saito and Kazutaka Shinozuka at the University of Tokyo played cats a series of recordings, strangers calling the cat's name, and then, mixed in, the cat's actual owner. They measured the response carefully, and the cats clearly knew the difference. When the owner's voice played, their ears swiveled, their heads turned, the pupils changed. The recognition was unmistakable. And then, having recognized you, having confirmed it is you, the cat did the most cat thing imaginable. It did not get up. It did not come. It heard you, knew you, and chose to do nothing about it, which is the whole secret of the animal in one experiment. The indifference is not a failure to recognize you. It is a recognition, followed by a decision not to perform. It goes deeper than your voice. In 2019, Saito's team showed that cats can pick their own name out of a list of similar-sounding words. Not just any sound, their name specifically, the one you have said 10,000 times. They know it. They have simply decided that coming when called is beneath them. And underneath the name and the voice sits the thing that really overturns the cliché, the bond itself. In a 2019 study in Current Biology, a team led by Kristen Vitale at Oregon State University ran cats through a version of a test designed for human babies, the strange situation. The owner and cat share a room. The owner leaves. The owner returns. And you watch how the animal handles the reunion. A securely attached infant uses its parent as a safe base, gets upset at the leaving, and settles quickly on the return. And the cats, around 2/3 of them, did exactly that. A secure attachment rate of about 65%, which is almost the same figure you find in human infants. By the cold numbers, the aloof cat on your couch is about as bonded to you as a baby is to its mother. And when you leave for real, some of them come apart. A 2020 survey of cat owners published in the journal PLOS ONE found that a meaningful share of cats show what looks like separation distress when their person is gone. The over-grooming, the crying, the destruction, the litter box protest. It is owner-reported, so hold it a little loosely, but the picture's clear enough. This is not an animal that forgets you at the door and reboots from scratch when you return. It is an animal that notices the absence and, in some cases, suffers it. So here's the part that should quietly rearrange how you see your cat. If it recognizes your voice, knows its name, bonds to you like an infant, and misses you when you go, then why the cold welcome? Why the disguise? And the answer is that it was never a disguise at all. You have been waiting for a dog's signals, the sprint, the wag, the whole body collapse of joy, and your cat has been speaking to you the entire time in a language you were not taught to read. That slow, lazy blink it gives you across the room, the one that looks like boredom. In 2020, researchers at Sussex and Portsmouth showed that the slow blink is affiliative communication, a feline signal of trust and ease, and that cats will slow blink back at a human who offers one first. It is, as close as the science will let us say it, a kind of kiss. The tail that lifts straight up when you walk in, that you never even registered, is a greeting, an open and friendly hello held over from how kittens approach their mothers. And when it winds around your legs and presses the side of its face hard into your shin, that is not just affection. It is bookkeeping. It is wiping its own scent onto you, layering you with the household smell, quietly filing you as one of its own. A cat does not mark what it does not claim. It has been telling you all along in blinks and tails and scent. You were just watching the wrong channel. So put it together. Your cat recognizes your voice and ignores it on purpose. It knows its name and declines the invitation. It is securely attached to you at the same rate as a human child. It can struggle when you are gone, and it greets you in a quiet dialect of blinks and tail flicks you were never handed the dictionary for. There is an old line that cats simply see us as big, clumsy cats. There is no real evidence for that, but there is evidence for something stranger and warmer. A cat does not treat you like a servant or a stranger or a vending machine. It aims the same signals at you that it aims at the cats it actually likes. It has, in its own sideways way, filed you under one of its own. So, how long before a cat forgets you? On everything we can actually measure, the honest answer is that it does not. Not over a weekend, not over a week, not over the kind of absence that makes you wonder. The blank look when you walked in was never the look of forgetting. It was the look of an animal that clocked you the instant the door moved, ran the whole recognition in a fraction of a second, decided you were exactly who it hoped, and then, because it is a cat, refused to give you the satisfaction of seeing it care. The next time it yawns and turns away, do not take it personally. That is just what being remembered by a cat looks like.